Hello and welcome to this Unit 2, Impact on Implementation Activities for SAP S/4HANA Cloud. My name is Susanne Knopp and I'm leading the Solution Onboarding Architecture team for Central Business Configuration. In this unit, you will learn how Central Business Configuration will affect the implementation of SAP S/4HANA Cloud. Some of you might already know the SAP Activate methodology. It is a proven methodology to implement S/4HANA Cloud. It guides project teams through the different implementation phases. The phases known in SAP Activate are Discover, Prepare, Explore, Realize, Deploy and Run. Each of these phases is described in very detail in the SAP Activate Roadmap Viewer. In SAP Activate Roadmap Viewer, you will find additional material, additional explanations, additional templates, and even videos that helps you to go through each of these phases. Why do I mention this? The SAP Activate Roadmap Viewer is available in the internet. The link is visible on this slide, and it will, of course, also reflect the changes that come with Central Business Configuration. One key phase for doing the implementation in S/4HANA Cloud is the Realize phase. Within the Realize phase, you do the configuration of the S/4HANA Cloud quality and productive system. Before Central Business Configuration, you used the so-called Manage Your Solution app, which has different apps included, like Configure Your Solution, Test Your Solution, and Migrate Your Solution. This app will be not available anymore once you're doing your configurations with Central Business Configuration. You see here on the screen that the Central Business Configuration project experience. This will be explained in a later unit in detail. What you need to know here or learn here that the configuration of the business processes that you did in Configure Your Solution will be done now within Central Business Configuration. The other apps which have been available in Manage Your Solution app, like testing and data migration, will be available via separate tiles on the Fiori Launchpad. The business roles you need to access those tiles are listed here on the slide. So now let me walk you through the different phases and what you can do in each phase with Central Business Configuration. So the Discover phase is mostly unchanged. Within the Prepare phase, you will get the link to Central Business Configuration via mail. You will be able to create your implementation project and to add users to it. In the Explore phase, you do your scoping. What does this mean? You choose the business processes that you want to take into scope of your implementation project. Once you set the status to Scoping Finished, Central Business Configuration is prepared based on your scope, and you will be able to perform further activities. First of all, you will be able also to request your S/4HANA Cloud quality system right from Central Business Configuration. After that, you have to define your organizational structure. You have to set some primary financial settings, which is the fiscal year variant and the group currency. Once you did all of those activities, you set the status Explore phase finished, which keeps on being in process. With that, you start automatically the deployment to the S/4HANA quality system. What does this mean? This means that all pre-configurations which are depending on your chosen business processes and the configurations which come in with your organizational structure and your primary financial settings will be done or moved to S/4HANA Cloud, and you have a pre-configured S/4HANA Cloud quality system in place. Once this happens, the system sets automatically the status back to Explore phase finished. With that, you are in the Realize phase, and here you can request the productive system. The key part of the Realize phase is to do the configuration of business processes in the quality system. Or it's not only configuration, it's rather, let's say, fine-tuning, because all the pre-configuration of business processes is already available in your quality system, but now you can even fine-tune those business processes to your individual needs. What you can also do in central business configuration, you can release the transports from the quality system to the productive system. And at some point in time, you set the status to realize phase finished. Now, of course, this is not all of the topics that you need to do, or not all of the tasks that you need to perform in the realize phase. There are some other topics. I didn't mention them now because there are no major changes coming into place with central business configuration to those activities. Those activities are, for example, the handling of forms, of analytics, if you need extensibility, integration, or output management settings, and also data migration and testing remains mainly unchanged. So now we move to the deploy phase. In the deploy phase, you can do via central business configuration the configuration of the productive system. And this is only those configurations which are not transported from the quality system to the productive system, because they are typically done directly in the productive system. At the end of all tasks of the deploy phase, you can set in central business configuration the system status to live, which ends your implementation project. During the run phase or operation phase of your S/4HANA Cloud system, you might realize that you want additional scope, or you want to extend the solution to another country, or you want to do some minor changes in the configuration. Then you would initiate a change project via central business configuration. This is possible, of course, in the run phase, and it starts again similar to the realize phase before, that you start doing your configurations, you're transporting your configurations from the quality system to the productive system, and at some point in time, you set your change project to be live. So now let me walk you through this slide. You see here on the blue line the central business configuration system. On the gray lines you see the quality system and the productive system of S/4HANA Cloud. Milestone 1 is within the explore phase, and it is scoping finished. With setting the status scoping finished, your central business configuration will be prepared based on your chosen scope. During the explore phase, you have then the further activities like setting your organizational structure and like doing the primary financial settings. And you have to do the activities to request the quality and the productive system. The milestone 2 closes the explore phase and triggers the initial deployment of configuration to the S/4HANA Cloud quality system. That means that all the pre-configurations that come with your chosen scope, plus the configurations that you did with the primary financial settings and your organizational structures, will be deployed to the S/4HANA Cloud quality system. With that, you get a pre-configured quality system based on your scope and your individual needs. After the explore phase finished milestone is reached, the realize phase starts off. Within the realize phase, you do further configurations to your S/4HANA Cloud system, and you have to trigger from central business configuration the activity to transport the configurations from quality system to productive system. Once you're done with all of your realize phase activities, you set the milestone realize finished. That triggers the start of the deploy phase. Within the deploy phase, you do configurations which have to be done directly in the productive system. You do those configurations via central business configuration, and typically they are not transported from the quality system to the productive system because they really have to be done directly in the productive system. Once you're done with all your deploy phase activities, you set the milestone confirm go live, which ends your implementation project. So let me quickly repeat what you learned in this unit. You learned how SAP S/4HANA Cloud implementations will be impacted by central business configuration. You learned the key activities done in central business configuration in each of the implementation phases. You learned that instead of using Manage Your Solution app, you do the configuration of your business processes via central business configuration. And you got to know the key milestones in central business configuration. In the next unit, you will meet Axel Kühl, and he will present you the topic System Landscape and System Request Process. Thanks for joining.